Yeah, Rohit.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm here.
Like in C, in Java also we have three kind of loops: for, while, do while. Okay. So now we will see at what situation we need use for, at what situations we should use while, at what situations we should use do while. Okay, we'll discuss on that. If you
Okay.
see here, I have a for loop. Here I am iterating a list of integers which
Mm-hmm.
contains marks of my students, something like that. So if I iterate to for loop, it's giving the index also.
Okay.
So if I want to print the marks along with the index, then I will go ahead with for loop. Like for the first student, the marks are 4. I conducted a test for 10 marks. So I have 3 students in my class. I am printing their marks along with the index. For the first student, marks are 4. For the second student, marks are 5. For third student, marks are 6. So along with the values within the list, if I am printing indexes also, then I will go ahead with for loop, because that is the only loop which will provide indexes along with the values.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have I, right? That I, you can use it as an index.
Okay.
So if you want to print it, you can do like this. I plus 1. So along with the mark, I printed the indexes. So I can achieve it only through for statement, for loop. Okay.
Okay.
But in some cases, I have a condition. Based on that condition, I need to iterate the list. Okay. Uh, so how can I say that? Then is 4. So I have a list. If the list length is greater than 3, then only I want to run my code.
Okay.
So based on some condition, I want to run it, but I don't need any index.
Okay.
Then I will go ahead with while loop, because while loop contains only condition. If I use for loop, I can run it with for loop also, because in for loop also there is a condition. But
Okay.
if I use for loop, unnecessarily I am maintaining this index, right?
Yes.
If I have only condition, then it's really good to go ahead with while loop, because while loop will have only one condition. It doesn't maintain any index.
Okay.
If I have a requirement to print index, it's a bad idea to choose while loop, because again you need to maintain index separately, because if within while block there is no index.
Okay.
So like that you have to choose one of the loop statements. If you need indexes in your program, then go ahead with for loop. If you have only condition and based on that condition you are iterating the list, then go ahead with while loop. Okay.
Okay.
Now third one is do while. When will we use do while? So If you see here, in while loop, first it will evaluate the condition. If it's true, then only it will execute the statements. If it
Okay.
return false, it doesn't execute. But in case of do while, it will run the statement once. After running it first time, then it will evaluate the condition.
Okay.
If it's true, then it will continue with the loop. If it's false, then it will skip the execution of the loop at that point. So if you want to run a block of statements at least once, then you will go ahead with do while loop.
Okay.
Irrespective of the condition, do while loop will execute the block of statements once, then it will start evaluating the condition. Unlike while loop. In while loop, at the first time itself, it will evaluate the condition. In do while loop, from the second time onwards, it will evaluate the condition. First time, it will blindly execute group of statements, whatever you have given. Okay?
Okay.
That is the difference between for while and do while. Okay, Swati?
Yeah, I got it.
And then now in Java, to iterate the list, one more way is there. That way, that is called iterator. We will discuss about it in collections. Collections, in the topic it will definitely come. I will explain it there. Okay.
Okay.
Now we will look at operators. Operators, you can see directly here. Reference point. I think you know all these operators. I don't want to waste my time on it. So these are the operators working. Arithmetic operators, relational operators, bitwise operators, logical assignment operators, MISC operators are there.
Okay.
So arithmetic plus means plus, adding two numbers. Okay.
Okay.
Here I need to tell one thing. If we are adding 5 plus 6, what is the result?
5 plus 6 is 11.
11, right. 5 plus 6. Now what is the result?
5 plus 6. String is a character, right? It's 5.
Yeah.
Is it 5?
Yeah, is 5. This is numeric 5 and this is string 6. Then what is
Yes.
the result? Attempt it. Even if it's wrong, it doesn't make a problem.
I think it returns only 5, I think.
No, no. If one of the operand is string, then it will consider both as strings and it will concatenate. So it will return the result as 56, 56. Okay?
Okay, okay, yeah,
You
got
can't
it.
call it as 56, but it will return it as 56. Okay?
Okay,
So if one of the operand is string, it will consider both as strings. Okay?
okay.
That you need to remember.
That.
So plus is used for addition, minus is used for subtraction, star is used for multiplication, slash is used for division, and this is module. So the purpose is, if you have 22 and 5, what is the result?
22%?
5.
22 by 5, right?
No, no, no. I will explain the difference between by and percentage. If you use by, it will return you quotient. Quotient is 4, right?
Yes.
It will return you quotient. But if you use module, that is percentage, then it will return you remainder. Okay?
Yes, yes, okay, okay.
Yeah. It will, the result is 4 here, the result is 2 here. It will return you the remainder.
Okay.
Then you are there, plus plus, minus minus. Plus plus is called increment, minus minus is called decrement. If we
Okay.
have int a equal to 5, instead of doing a equal to a plus 1, you can directly use a plus 1.
E plus plus. Okay.
And within the increment there are two types. You can do it like this, plus plus a or a plus plus. This is called pre-increment. This is called post-increment.
Okay.
Okay, in pre-increment, the value will be evaluated and used at the line itself. See, I will show you. See, so here a equal to 5. Sys out plus plus a means here I am trying to print it. Okay.
Okay.
Here a equal to 5. Right? You system.out.println plus plus a. It will print only 5 because at this line it will evaluate the value, like 5 plus 1 means 5.
Yes.
It will evaluate the value, but it doesn't use it at this line. From this line onwards it will use it. If I print a here, then it will definitely return it as 6.
Okay.
Okay. But if you use a plus plus, it will evaluate the value, will use the value at the line itself. So it will print the value as 6. Okay.
Okay.
You are clear, right?
Yes, yes, I got it.
Yeah. That is all about arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator. So now we will go ahead with relational. Relational operators is double equal is used to compare two values. Okay, two values or addresses of two objects you can compare with double equals. And not equals is to check whether two operands are equal or not. Greater than, less than, greater than, equal, less than, or equal to. These are similar to max only. So
Okay.
not spending much time on it. So next one is bitwise operators. Okay. In bitwise you will have and, or, XOR, negation. Okay.
Okay.
And means like our and. So if both are true, then only and will be true, right?
Yeah.
In all other cases, it will return false. F and T is F, T and F is F, F and F is F. Okay.
Okay.
So in if you convert true and false into bits, then they will give 1 for true, F 0 for F. Okay.
Okay.
So the same they are doing. A and B means 0 0 it will return 0. 0 0 0. 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 0. Okay.
Okay.
R means either one of the operand should be true, then it will return true. That means either one of the operands should be 1, then it will return 1. Okay.
Okay.
0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now XOR. In case of XOR, it should be like this. Either 0 it will return 0 1 it will return. If both the values are equal, then it will return 1. If both the values are equal, then it will return 0. If both the values are different, it will return 1. So for 1 1 also it will return 0. For 0 0 it will return 0. 1 0 it will give 1. 0 1 it will give 1.
Okay.
0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 it is returning 0. Okay.
Okay.
1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. Okay.
Okay.
Negation means it's very simple. You can say what you call, you can toggle between the values. If it is 0, you can make it 1. If it is 1, you can make it 0.
Okay.
Here we apply negation for A, right? So 0 0 1
Okay.
1 0
0.
1 0 1 0 1
Okay.
0 0 1 0 1, like that.
Okay.
Now logical operator. So
Okay.
in logical operators, double and double R negation will come. So here I need to tell one more topic. So we have seen and right, that is also to what you call, take a decision based on two decisions. Like if I give true or false, you should return either true or false using some operator. Okay. If I have two more conditions, I will put and in between them, and I will take one decision, like whether to continue or not, return true or false return. Okay.
Okay.
So here and came. This is also will do the same thing. Logical and it is also comparing two statements and it is returning either true or false. Okay.
False. Okay.
So then what is the difference and? Here we have double and, right? These are called shortcut operators also. Logical operators are also known as shortcut operators.
Okay.
These two will be known as shortcut operators. If you observe here properly, in and it stated that if both are true, it is returning true.
Okay.
If one is false, then it will return false. If one true, F one F.
Okay.
So I evaluated the first condition. So it returned as false.
Okay.
Then no need to evaluate second condition, right?
Yeah, it's already false.
Yeah, it's already false. Even it's true or false, my final result is false.
False. Okay.
So unnecessarily you are evaluating this condition. So in case of AND operator, they overlooked it. They overlooked this logic. Even it written as true or false, they are evaluating the second condition too. Irrespective of the first condition result, they are evaluating the second condition if you use AND operator.
Okay.
But double AND is not enough when compared to AND operator. It will evaluate the second condition only if first condition returns true.
Okay.
It doesn't evaluate without looking at the first condition. Okay. That is the same will be applicable to double R also. If first condition evaluates, if first condition returns result as true, then no need to evaluate second condition, right? Irrespective of the second condition result, it will return true.
Yes.
So in double R, if the first condition result is true, then they don't evaluate second condition. If it returns false, then they will go at the second condition
Okay.
evaluation. So when compared to AND, double AND is more efficient. When compared to R, double R is efficient. So in our program, we should go ahead with double AND and double R. Don't use AND and R. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are assignment operators. Equal plus equal means a plus equal to 5 means nothing but a equal to a plus 5. If you want to increment the current value and assign it to the same value, assign it to same what you call operand, you can simply do it like this. Instead of
Okay.
writing a equal to a plus 5, you can write it like this, a plus equal to 5. Okay.
Okay.
Same thing will be applicable for this, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this bitwise shift, left shift and right shift, don't use no problem. So I don't want to explain it. So conditional operator, it is also helpful. Like if you have a if and else block, you can uh, simply write those statements using and this conditional operator, question mark colon. Okay.
Okay.
So mm I can tell it like this. I have a yeah, in last class we talked about the condition, right? If marks are in between 33 to 35,
Mm-hmm.
I want to add 2 more marks. But if it less than 33 or greater than 35, I will leave those marks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for that we used if block. If marks greater than 33 and marks less than or equal less than 35, greater than 32, then we made marks equal to mark plus 2. Like that we have written, right?
Yes.
So in such cases you can write it using conditional operator also. We will call it as terminator operator in some cases.
Okay.
But if you know these rules, just tell me, I will skip the topics.
Uh, what was that?
Come again? I didn't get it.
No, actually, your voice is breaking.
No, no. What I am saying is, I am explaining few topics to you in Java, right?
Yes.
If you know already, just tell it to me. I don't spend much time on it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay? If you know this topic, you might be bored, right? That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, so marks are 33, right? This rating same 33. If I put 35 also, sorry, I want to. So for 35, it written as 35.
Okay.
For 32, it will written as 32. So I want to add two more only for the student who got 33 and 34.
Okay.
If I try with 33, it will give me 35.
35. Okay.
If I try with 34, it will also return 35. The 30. So we are adding 2. See, this is the
Okay.
condition. So
Yeah.
so if it is greater than 32 and less than 35, that means marks is a marker either 33 or 34, then add 2 marks. Otherwise,
Okay.
leave it like that. So this
Okay.
conditional or ternary operator will work like this. This is condition. Okay. These are the two choices available for you. This is first choice. This is second choice. Okay.
Okay.
If condition evaluates to true, it will execute the first choice.
Mm-hmm.
If it returns false, then it executes the second choice. Like that it will work.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, and it will assign the same value to the same operand.
Okay.
So if you use if else block, like you can use if else block also. When compared to this, it looks good when compared to that, because in if else block you need to use these block statements, right? It
Yes.
looks like a big code.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a 4 lines of code. But using ternary or conditional operator, you can write it within a single line.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we prefer this conditional operator instead of that if else block.
Okay.
We can't convert all if else blocks into ternary operator, but we can convert some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, class, objects, methods. So what does it mean by class in Java? When will we declare class?
At global variables.
Come again?
At global variables, we
No,
use it class.
nothing about class, Swati. What does it mean by class?
No, no idea.
Class means class will be declared to define any entity, Swati.
Okay.
You can make anything as a class. Like if someone asks me to describe you, I will make you as class. I can make you as class.
Mm-hmm.
Like Swati. So you definitely contain some properties like what do you call it? Private name. So you are staying somewhere else, so it contains some address. Okay.
Okay.
So and you will definitely do some tasks. So like void, you can talk. Public void. So I don't know whether it
I can.
public void what something. So whatever the task you do, I will make them as methods in my class.
Okay.
Whatever the properties you contain, I will make them as these properties.
Okay.
So typically class is there to describe the behavior of an entity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take anything, if you take a vehicle, if you take a car, if you take some pet animals, anything you can make it as a class. So classes are there to describe the behavior of the entity. Entity means anything within this world. Okay.
Okay.
So the real definition of a class, you can say it like this. Instead of using entity, we will call it as objects. Okay. If you define some class, then based on it you can create objects.
Okay.
Objects are the real-time entities. So Swati class will describe the behavior of the Swati.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
there is no real-time existence for the class. If I create objects for this class, then that is real Swati. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can define class like this. Class means class is there to describe the behavior of the objects.
Okay.
Object is real-time existence of the class.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't discuss much with class. So I will take one more. Like I want to construct few buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Building plan. So I will describe the behavior of my constructions here,
Mm-hmm.
and I can build n number of buildings, right, based on that. So
Okay.
the construction plan is nothing but a class. All the constructions what we are doing based on that plan are nothing but objects. So class will just describe the behavior of the objects. There is no real-time existence for class. Within the construction plan, you can't live, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to construct the buildings based on the plan, and you can live it within the buildings. So
Okay.
you can't utilize the class without having objects.
Okay.
Class is there only to describe the behavior of the object. Objects are the real-time existence of class. So after creating an object only, you can utilize the class.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So anytime you can make it as a class. Like in my company, there are a lot of employees. For every employee, there is a name. They will be associated with an ID. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They contain their salary, right?
Yes.
They have their previous experience. So if I join a new employee in my company, I will take some information from him. So what is his previous experience? What is his qualification? Okay. What is his age? What is his name? Where will he stay? Like that I will collect some information, right?
Yes.
So all the information I can make as a class.
Okay.
Okay. Definitely I will store it in my database, right?
Yes.
All the information. So this class will act as some intermediate medium to collect the information from them, to retrieve that information from DB. So using these classes only, we will what you call, we will connect the user interfaces with the database.
Okay.
These classes will exist in between the flow.
Okay.
So we discussed about classes, we discussed about objects, now methods, object methods. You see Swati, the main class the top class in Java is java.lang.object. So class building map both are same. Even you extend or don't extend, Java will extend objects class. Both are similar.
Okay.
Class building plan is similar to extends object. Both are
Okay.
same. I will show it because I am creating building plan. New building plan. Okay, OBJ tag. So if you have a object, it should list down all the methods within your class. Okay,
Okay.
I have no method in my class, but the list is displaying several methods. Clone is displaying equals, displaying finalize, is displaying get class, hash code, node, node, all to string, wait. So these many methods is displaying, right?
Yes.
If you see here, only main method is there in my class.
Okay.
It's displaying main, but why is it displaying all these methods? Because internally my class is extending object class.
Okay.
In inheritance concept, do you know inheritance? Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I don't know what is exactly about.
Inheritance means getting the properties, getting the behavior of the parent. So if you extend some class, definitely you will get all the public properties of it. You will get all the public methods of it in your class. You can utilize those methods. You can utilize those properties. That is called inheritance. Okay.
Okay.
So even you don't extend object class, every class in Java extends object.
Okay.
That's why all the methods are coming from the object class. If you see the list, it is clearly showing you that only main is from building plan. All others are from object. Okay.
Okay.
So this is because every class in Java extends java.lang.object by default.
Okay.
So we'll see what all the methods we have in object. Extends object. So these are all the methods we have. So wait method is used in threads. Notify these and all we don't need, but we will discuss only about this equals and hash code. Hash code is nothing but unique identification value provided for an object.
Okay.
Okay, if you have students in your class, everyone is associated with some name, right?
Yes.
But even then you will provide IDs also. For every student we will give roll number, right? Why will we give roll numbers? For unique identification of the student. Like if two students have same name, we will give some based on their roll number, we will call them, right?
Yes.
Like that, hash code is for unique identification of the objects. Okay.
Okay.
Equals method is used for comparison of two objects. It will tell whether the two objects are equal or not. Okay.
Okay.
Clone object is used to copy the objects. Copy. If you want to make a copy of the object, then you will call clone method. If you clone an object, one replica will be created.
Okay.
Get class is there to get the class name of the object. Okay. String will return you the string representation of the object.
Okay.
It will give you the string representation of the object. This notify, all, wait, these all will be used in multi-threading programming. For Selenium, we don't implement threads and all, so I don't want to discuss on it. Okay,
Okay.
this will be helpful in multi-threading programming. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
So we covered classes and objects and methods. So what does it mean by class now, Ankit? Tell me in your own words.
No, what was that? I said voice breaking.
Hello?
Yeah, my voice break అవుతుంది.
Break. Okay, okay. So what does it mean by class? Can you tell me now?
What is that mean by
What does it mean by class?
class అంటేనా? It defines the particular object.
Okay.
How to say?
So what can I make it as a class?
Like any department with some identity names.
Okay. So class is there to describe the behavior of the object. I can make anything as a class.
Okay, behavior of the objects. Okay.
Yeah. So objects are the real-time existences of the class.
Class. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I ask you to describe some employees, if I ask you to describe some human beings, then everything you can make it as a class. You will just ask them what are all the tasks they will do, what are all the behavior they contains. Okay.
Okay.
The information will be stored as the properties of the class. Like information means as a human being you have a name, right?
Yeah.
You have a first name, you have a last name, you have some age, you will be you will be staying somewhere, right?
Yes.
So all the information you can carry through properties. So if you define a class, all the information you can carry through properties. So first you will collect what are the information you need to carry.
Okay.
Each information you will make it as a property.
Mm-hmm.
So the information like name, age, address, everything are the properties within the class, and then you will ask them what are the tasks they will do,
Okay.
what are the actions they will perform. All the actions are tasks, you will make it as methods within the class. So the information, whatever you need to carry, you will make it as a property. Whatever the task you do, you will make it as methods within the class. Like that you can define the classes. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we have access and non-access modifiers.
Okay.
So access modifiers are nothing but the modifier which will be used to provide access to other classes.
Okay.
So if I define some based on some criteria, I will allow others to access them.
Mm-hmm.
Some methods I thought it should be used only with me.
Okay.
So some methods I can give access to others, right? So to take the decision, there should be some way, right? So Java provided us access modifier. Based on that modifier, it will allow other classes to utilize it or not. It will take the decision based on the access modifier. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
There are 4 access modifiers. Private,
Mm-hmm.
private, default, protected, and public. Okay. So you can take it like this: same class, then subclass in same package, any class in same package, subclass in different package, any class in different package. So these are the combinations we have. So we have packages in Java, right?
Yes.
Subclass means if a class extends another class, then first class will become subclass and that other class will become the superclass.
Okay.
So if you don't have any relation between two classes, in that case we will call it as any class.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a class, either it will be a subclass or any class.
Okay.
There are two combinations, and it could be in the same package or it may present in different packages.
Okay.
So these are the combinations we have. So private means within the word itself we can get it. Like I can utilize only within my class. Private means private to me. So only within same class you can utilize it. In all other combinations we can't use.
Okay.
Public means public. Everyone can use it. Okay.
Okay.
Default means if you don't tell any information, you can treat like this. Same package means you can consider as same family.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't tell anything, to whom they will give your belongings, you forgot something, you are not available. So to whom they will hand over your belongings? Definitely to your family members, right?
Yes.
So by default, if you don't tell anything to your family, your belongings, anyone will hand over. So like that in Java also, if you don't provide any access modifier, they will consider it as default. Default is not a modifier. If you don't
Okay.
provide any modifier in front of a method, that will be treated as default. Okay.
Okay.
In the default case, access will be given to all the classes within the same package.
Okay.
Okay, like our family. Protected means you are extended. Like you are saying that along with my family, I am giving it to subclasses in other package also.
Okay.
Means you are defining that along with my family, like what you call, I am adopting this change like that.
Mm-hmm.
So even he is in other family, I am adopting him. So you can give my belongings to him also. Like that you are declaring protected me.
Okay.
So
Yes.
access will be given to all the classes within the same package and subclasses in other package. Subclass means you are hiding him. Like that you can consider. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you have this diagram, right? I will show it through program, then you will get some good idea. See Swati, ComChan same is a package.
Okay.
ComChan other is some different package.
Mm-hmm.
Main is the main class what I have. Okay.
Okay.
In that I define methods. Okay. So these are called access control. Okay.
Okay.
In front of a method I can specify anything. Public, private, or protected.
Okay.
protected, you can make it. Based on the access specifier, the access will be given to other classes. Okay?
Oh,
If you don't define anything, it will be treated as default.
okay.
It doesn't mean that you are giving default here. You can't use default like this. Okay? It will give you an error. You don't define anything, it will be treated as default. Okay?
Okay.
You can define only public, private, protected.
Okay.
Now I have a method named print, right?
Yes.
Now I made as public. So all the classes are using it without any error.
Okay.
So first we'll start with private, then we can get it. Private. So in all classes we are getting error, right?
Yes.
Change the visibility. Change the visibility.
Yes.
Change the visibility. Change the visibility. So if you have a private method, you can utilize it only in the class. You can call it only within the class. If you use it in other classes, definitely it will give you the error. Okay?
Okay.
Access will be given only to the methods within the same class. That means if you have other methods, you can call this print method within those methods.
Okay.
You can't utilize this method outside of this class. So now I am making as default. I am not defining any access specifier here. See, in the same package you are not getting any error. Any class in same package is not giving any error. Subclass in same package is not giving any error. You are getting errors in other packages.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If you make it public, all the errors will be gone.
Okay.
Now I am using as protected. Here the error should not come. There is some problem with it. But if you see here, it's where change the visibility to protected.
Okay.
If you make it as protected, you should not give the error. Because of some problem, Eclipse is showing like an error. But if you make it protected along with the classes in the same package, subclass in other packages can also use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is about access swapping. And in non-access cases, static will come and final will come. These two we have already discussed. Can you recall the purpose of static in Java?
Static and non-static. Hold on.
We discussed about static variables, right? What is static?
Yeah, I remember. I remember static and non-static.
Yeah, yeah. So when will you declare a variable as static? When will you declare a variable as non-static?
Static వచ్చేసి మధ్యలో we have to use some break.
Yeah.
I think మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ అనేది
Yeah. So are you noting down these things?
What was that?
క్లాస్ లో చెప్పే పాయింట్స్ మీరు నోట్ చేసుకుంటున్నారా?
నోట్ చేసుకున్నాను యాక్చువల్ మొన్న నా సిస్టమ్ క్రాష్ అయిపోయింది.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, just recall and I will tell you one thing.
Okay.
You don't get it, I guess, but I will give you my blog address. This is my blog, so follow this, you will get some information.
Okay.
So till now, whatever we have covered, it's not there in MATLAB. So from tomorrow we'll start with groups, right? Groups concept, collections and all.
Okay.
That information you can get it from here.
Okay.
Okay. So static means if some information is common among all the objects, then you will make it static. I said right, for an employee company name is same. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I'm here.
all the employees company name is same. That's why we declare company name as static. For each employee name will vary, ID will vary, so we declared it as non-static.
Non-static. Okay. Yeah, I got
If the information is common among all the objects, we'll make it as static. Okay.
Okay.
So daily after the class, just you need to go through all the points at least for 15 minutes for it. Then only you can remember it. Okay.
Yeah.
If you
Sure.
forget, no, it's really difficult for you to understand the programming in Selenium. That's why I'm telling you. Otherwise, I wouldn't force you.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. అది రికార్డింగ్ సెషన్స్ అవి మీరు నాకు ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తారా లేకపోతే శ్రీనివాస్
అది
వాళ్ళకి forward
నేను అక్కడ అప్లోడ్ చేయమని చెప్పారండి. నేను అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను. ఒకసారి మీరు శ్రీనివాస్ని అడగండి, మీరు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి.
ఓకే
ఓకేనా? సో ఫైనల్ అంటే కూడా ఫైనల్ కూడా చెప్పాం. ఫైనల్ దేనికి అంటే టు టు డిక్లేర్ కాన్స్టెంట్స్ ఇన్ జావా. ఇఫ్ యూ మేక్ ఏ వేరియబుల్ యాజ్ ఫైనల్, you can't change its value.
Okay.
So these are the access and non-access stuff. So we can conclude this session here itself today.
Okay.
From tomorrow we will continue with groups concepts. Okay.
Okay.
Tomorrow I can cover groups. I can start collections also.
Okay.
So within 2 to 3 classes we can finish Java.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any doubts in this session?
నో ఒకసారి మీరు చెప్పిన 2 క్లాసెస్ నేను ఒకసారి రికార్డ్ చేస్తాను. శ్రీనివాస్ గారి రికార్డింగ్ సెషన్స్ అవి తీసుకొని
ఓకే సార్ మీరు చూస్తే కనుక మీకు ఐడియా ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఎందుకంటే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసినప్పుడు అర్థమైనట్టే ఉంటుంది. ఆ తర్వాత ఏంటి అంటే మీరు ఒకసారి అంటే మీరు రియల్ టైంలో ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ చేయలేదు కదా. రియల్ టైంలో ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ చేస్తే ఏంటి అంటే